Hi, this is Eric Martin, Report Game Geek. I'm here today looking at...
Cat Town!
Yes, from designer Jog Kung and publisher 2+ Games. And to help out, we brought along a special guest.
Eddie!
Yes, Emmett. He's not very useful when playing a game.
No.
But he does make for a striking profile, assuming he actually stands still. Anyway, let's take a look. Oh my god! Here are the components in Cat Town, set up for a 4-player game, which is played in teams with teammates starting opposite one another. With 3 players, you'd adjust this and have the 3 cats equally spaced. With 2 players, you use only 4 blocks instead of 6. No matter how many number of players, what are you trying to do to win the game?
You need to get 6 points.
Okay, and how do you get points? What are the points in the game?
Cats and items.
Okay, so if you have a cat in front of you, that counts as 1 point. If you have an item in front of you on its own with this light blue border, that is worthless. You need to collect a pair of items in order for that to be a point. And they must be in front of you. You can't have one and your partner has one. No, you must have them both. You can also collect a travel note, which you get into play by discarding 3 cards from your hand. But how do we get these cards? We start the game with only 2 cards in hand, with no cats, and at most 1 item. During the game itself, we're going to take 1 of 4 actions as we play. The first action that we can take is...
Jump over the block and draw the card.
And put it in your hand for use later. Second possibility is to
search a block. So you jump over the block and then you play it immediately.
So you flip over the card. If it's a cat or an item, then you put it down in front of you and you've scored a point or gotten half a point. If it's an action card, you throw it away. So there's a risk that you want to take. Do you want to put it in your hand so you know you have something for use later? Or do you flip it over, possibly throwing it away, possibly scoring sooner? A third possibility is to play a card from your hand for the effect that is written on the card. And both actions and items have effects on them. Okay? You do whatever is on the card, and then you place it on the top of a discard pile. If you try to play a cat, the cat, of course, has no action because they are very lazy, and instead it just lies down on the discard pile just to rest comfortably. And what are the actions that you're going to do? You are going to look at cards in the block. You are going to manipulate cards in the block. You're going to take a card from the bottom and put it on the top. You'll shuffle 2 blocks together in case your opponents have set something up in the block. You are going to take cards from the station in front of you. If it has a subway icon with a number, you're going to draw that many cards, and that's another way to get cards into your hand. If a card has a mouse on it, you are going to pick up a mouse and give it to the owner of that mouse. Okay, and force that player on their next turn to play a card. If they have no cards in hand, well then their only action that they can do is to walk over a block and draw a card, and next turn they must play that card, which could be good, could be bad. So you take the action on the card and then you throw it away. So you don't get the item, it's discarded and placed on the discard pile. When the station runs out of cards from people drawing it, you flip over the discard pile, keeping it in the same order, and you will now have a new station that's filled again. You see the discard pile with 5 cards to begin with, so there may be cats or items hidden there for discovery later in the game. Now the fourth possibility on a turn is to search your hand for cards. And what you do there is you shuffle up your hand of cards and you have an opponent or neighbor draw a card from your hand and reveal it. And if it's an action, then you discard that card. You have just wasted your turn and lost a card that you could have used otherwise. For shame. But maybe you reveal something else. On a different turn, you search again, reveal it. It's a cat. And I get to keep it and I score a point. If I reveal an item, then I keep that as well. But actions get thrown away, similar to when you search a block and reveal the card that way. So you're trying to manipulate the cards in your hand so that your opponents can only get good stuff. And manipulate the blocks so that ideally when you walk across them, you know what's on top here in order to know whether to just flip it over and put it in the play. Oops. And not lose your turn. or whether you just put it in your hand for use later to, again, manipulate the blocks and other people. You can only look at the cards that are within 2 of you. So if you are the purple cat, you can only look at these 4 blocks. You can't mess with these. And that's good or bad because, of course, you can set things up for yourself over here that the opponents cannot get to in time. But if you got some teammates working together, such as orange and green here, orange can affect something here that the green can get to. And you help one another that way to race for the goal of 6 points. And there's an overview of Cat Town, which I've played 4 times now with 2, 3, and 4 players on a review copy from 2+ Games. Hey, we got a substitute cat here. A nicer cat, hopefully. Yes. So Cat Town is all about the hand manipulation and the block manipulation. You are trying to dig up things in the piles and put them in your hands or score them immediately in order to win. We played with you a couple times.
Yeah.
What do you think? What's your opinion on it?
I really like this.
Why?
I don't know. It's my type of game.
What does that mean?
It means that it's a cooperative.
Okay. With a teammate, rather. You're trying to work together with someone
Yes.
to do this. We also played it 2-player.
Yes.
We were competing.
And I still really liked it.
Okay. Even though we were no longer cooperating.
Yes.
Why?
I don't know.
You don't know. You don't know. He doesn't know. Trying to get him to critically analyze why he is interested in something, and instead he's just like, I like it. You know, that's what I am. I like something. Oh. I suppose there's no crime in that, but that's what we're trying to do here. I'm trying to dig out for you, the viewer, a little more information here about why you may or may not be interested in this game. Now, a large part of it, of course, is up to luck, depending on what you're going to get on top of the deck, but you're trying to manipulate those decks the entire time by walking around and using the actions of the cards, possibly throwing away items in order to get something better later, depending on what you are, where you are, what you're doing. You are possibly trying to mess with other people by mixing blocks together where they set something up or forcing them to play cards when you know that they only have good stuff in their hand that they're trying to put down, especially if they've been collecting cat cards or what you think are cat cards. Then you try to stick a mouse in their hand in order for them to lose those cards later when they have to play something in response to having the mouse in hand.
That's all put not our hand.
Still works. It's a metaphor. No, it's not a metaphor. There's a bit of oddness in that the game has a lot of text on the cards other than the cat cards. And when you initially start a game, you're going to be staring at your hand. You only got 2 cards, but you're looking and saying, well, I think I'll do one of these. And then you do something that says, look at the top 2 cards of 3 decks in your neighborhood, surrounding area. And you pick up 2 cards and you read them all, and then you put down, and you pick up 2 more, and everyone's just watching you do this. And they're like, whew, this is taking a long time. When is it going to be my turn? And it starts slow that way, but once you play a couple of times, you know all the cards, and you're just looking and being like, okay, that's this, that's this, that's this, and we go. Or put the bottom card on the top of 4 decks. Well, that can take a while if you're trying to read everything. But after a certain point, all you're doing is looking for these trigger points and say, I know where the items are, I know where the cats are, and all the other stuff's kind of extraneous and just manipulation things that I'm probably not going to be digging for in particular, but I'm just going to use them as they come. Right? All these things are coming and going through my hand, and ideally I'm going to assemble them all together and end up with the perfect collection of cats.
That was an interesting experience.